Hey, good morning, guys. Afternoon, evening, midnight, whatever time you're doing this. So we're going to go over question 15, and this question is a graph. So if you're working on an iPad, you're going to have an optional way to do this because I have not figured out how to actually edit this image on an iPad or iPhone, but on the laptop it does work. So what you need to do is make sure that it's in editing mode. So this needs to say editing, and you got to click the picture, click the graph, right? And then you're going to go into edit. We've done that before. So let's read the problem first, where it says a function is defined by the equation y equals 2x plus 1. All right, I'm going to bold that. That's my equation. A function, we've learned, is just another word for a relationship between x and y. It can be represented in a table, or you could graph it. The equation here is in slope-intercept form, so we could just graph this on the graph. So it says to create a graph of the function on the coordinate plane below. So let me just remind you guys how to actually create a graph and what this slope-intercept form means. Y equals is how every equation in slope-intercept starts, and 2x is another way of saying the slope is 2, or 2 over 1, because remember we put the slope in a fraction, and that also means rise over run, meaning the y value over the x value. And I'll explain what that means in a second. So 2 is the slope, and then that means 1 would be the y-intercept. So that means when you graph this point, the y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis, or goes through this line going up and down. So when that line goes, that's the intercept, when it goes past this line. So whatever point is on this axis would be the y-intercept. And since the y-intercept is positive 1 on the y-axis, so we're going to click the picture, go down to edit. The first point you should plot would be 1 on the y-axis, right? So you do that by doing this. All right. And you can see that the coordinates of this point are 0 for x, and then we go up 1, so it would be 0 comma 1. And then you just follow the rise over run. So save and close this. Look at your equation. Your slope is 2. That's 2 over 1, y over x. So when you go to edit, since it's y over x and it's 2 over 1, you do y first. So the 2 is positive. It's on the top of the fraction, meaning it tells us to go up. So we go up 1, we go up 2. But then the 1 at the bottom tells us to go to the right once because x is on the bottom. And on the x-axis, we go either left or right. Positive 1, we go right. And then that's where your second point would be. And you just do the same thing. 1, 2, over to the right. 1, 2, over to the right. 1, 2, over to the right. And that's all you have to do. Just graph your line. Put a line. So when you're done graphing, you click this button that says align, right? Click line. And then you can create a line. So connect your points. In the end, you just hold and drag. Release when you're done. And that'll create a line through your points. All right. Um. So yeah, that's how you do it for this. So let me get this point out of here. Oh, still on the line. See? Oh, to get out of it, we just unclick it. There we go. Drag the dot over. All right. That's how you graph. But if you're an iPad or an iPhone, what you need to do is go to this website I'm going to link, and you're going to see this. And it's a graph here, but you're going to go to plot points. So you already know that the y-intercept is 1, right? Oh, that's not the one. Let's go to the right link. Here. So the y-intercept's 1, meaning the first point is going to be 1 on the y-axis, positive 1. So this point is going to be 0, 1, right? So when you put it in here, x will be x, and F will be Y. I know it's confusing, but it's the way mathematicians label things. So if your first point is going to be 1 on the y-axis and 0 on the x-axis, it's going to be 0 comma 1, right? So when you put it in here, you put 0 in, and then I need you to put 1 in. And you see how it plots that point on the grid? So let's do the same thing we would have done. So if we're going 2 over 1, it means up 1, up 2, and then over to the right once. Our point would be here. So this point, if you start at 0, you go to the right 1 time. So our x is going to be 1. So x will be 1. And if you need to get your part, just go back to the original point, go up 1, go up 2, and up and over to the right once again. And this is going to be 1 on the x, and then 3 on the y, right? And every time you put a new coordinate pair, it'll come up. So what you should do is simply go up till 7. Plot them till 7. And when you're done, what I want you to do is put the equation in here. So if it's y equals 2x plus 1, you hit enter. Hey, look, it is the line. But if you don't have all the points up here, I will not accept it. So you need to have all the points. I recommend all the points from here to there need to be on the graph. So look in here, you need to put that point in and ignore those little values up here. So you know here, you just count to the right, that'll be x, and then you count how many times you would have to go up, that'll be your y value, and you just put all your points in. When you're done, save your graph, right? If you're on your iPhone or iPad, you could just screenshot it, to be honest. But you could also just save it. This will pop up. So again, you're on your iPhone, your iPad, just screenshot it. Or if you're on your laptop and you did it this way, you could also just copy it. And then you could do a couple of things. So you could upload this picture if you want right into Google Classroom, or you can go like this, go back to the problem. As you see, I put it in. You can put it on the Google Sheet. So this would be here, and then you just put this underneath to show that you did this in a different section. This one doesn't actually have the line, so this would be no good. So if you handed something like this in, I would send it back. It needs to have the line. It needs to be like this. So let me just show you what I would do. So here, just paste it right underneath. It'll come up here, and that'll count as credit. So this shouldn't be a problem for anybody. Good luck.